Hi guys, Peter here. We've come to the end of trimester 1 and wow, has it been a trimester different to what we were expecting. I don't think any of us could have predicted that trimester 1 2020 would have been the way it has been for the last few months. Thanks for sticking with us through it. Thanks for seeking to enjoy your relationship with God with us. As it's the end of trimester 1, it's actually a really great time to reflect back on some things that you've learned about yourself and some things that you've learned about our good God during this time. We've had our Enjoying God series, and we've been really blessed the last few weeks to have Matthew Ventura preaching through the book of Titus. We asked a bunch of you guys some of your reflections on things you've learned about God this trimester.
I would have to say my biggest source of procrastination has definitely been Zooming with people. And I've had the chance to catch up with my friends back in Canberra.
YouTube, definitely YouTube. It's too easy to access.
TV shows, which is technically studying for me, but...
video games and YouTube.
Hopping on over to YouTube during whatever, assignments or just anything really, even in the middle of practice sometimes.
I couldn't narrow it down to one, so it's 2.
I've picked up baking, so I've been procrastinating.
Probably binge watching on Disney Plus, binge watching The Simpsons.
The videos are so short and I'll end up just seeing more and more thumbnails.
I think I don't always pay attention. I just kind of get lost in the TV shows I've watched.
Just being at home, and I usually chill out at home and love cooking or cleaning or anything that's not doing my study or work seems to be more appealing.
I've been procrastinating cooking.
It'll end up being, I don't know, half an hour of my time as opposed to 5 minutes.
Oh, what's this in my feed? Oh, that's very interesting.
I'll be honest, there's sometimes I wish I didn't have a laptop at all. The YouTube, it's all of it. Technology almost in general.
Top Gear, because I've got a lot of DVDs of them.
I mean, having a second monitor means it'll often be on the other screen, and trying to get the work just gets pushed aside.
Star Wars, The Clone Wars, lots of YouTube videos.
And also social media. I've just found it way too easy to the Facebook hole, 5 seconds and it turns into 25 minutes.
I've been doing a lot of computer coding and making apps and things. Yeah, very hooked.
When I'm at the piano, I also procrastinate, working on my singing, which I kind of also count as practice, but it's not really practice.
But then it's just not particularly rewarding when you don't get done what you need to get done.
It's obviously a very interesting time with what's been happening with the Bible talks this trimester and COVID and enjoying God. And I think the biggest overarching thing I've taken away from it is that there is always an opportunity to enjoy a relationship with Jesus in all the seasons, including this one.
Even though we are in isolation, we can still be enjoying God in many different ways. We enjoy God through sharing the gospel, suffering.
I've loved to be able to sit in my room with a cup of tea and listen. It's been fantastic. Probably the biggest transforming thing for me has been actually thinking about that I can enjoy God through work, and that each little thing that I do is glorifying him in some way rather than just being meaningless. That's been really huge for me. Matt challenged us to be open about our struggles with our unbelieving friends as well as our believing friends, and to just let people into our lives and not be afraid for them to see the bits that aren't working as well as...
The biggest one for me was how can I frame many of the other things that I do in my day-to-day life with God in mind, and how can I be doing it for him. I think it's easy for me to switch from God, Jesus church mode to normal, and also just finding ways to enjoy God and seeing him in all these different things and really be thankful for it. How can I pass that blessing on?
One of the things that's really, impacted me, or that I've thought about a lot more, is the way I approach my practicing. In the past, it's been a lot about getting better, but almost in a competitive way, and comparing myself to other musicians. In one of the talks, I remember them mentioning praying before concerts and stuff like that, and even before every practice session. I've been trying to do that almost every day now, so that I don't view it as something that I'm gaining for myself, but to glorify Him.
When we looked at enjoying God with the arts, hearing how blokes like Hugh Jones, who plays for the Queensland Symphony Orchestra, every performance he does, even though it might not be directly about God, he uses as a way to sort of honour God. And I really appreciated hearing that from someone who's a professional in the arts, as an art student myself.
Even more than anything I do, I can find more joy in God. So even over watching YouTube or playing games.
I think the biggest thing that I took away from the Bible talks was, I think, not when we were talking about suffering through Romans 5, believing in God, He provides endurance for us during those tough times. And when I was watching that main meeting, that really sort of spoke to me, and that was kind of relatable.
I think one really big takeaway is actually, funnily enough, the title that binded the whole series together, which is Enjoying God. Yeah, the talks have really encouraged me to thinking about finding my true joy in Jesus, and not in my work, not in like my friendships, my relationships, which like also obviously are things to enjoy as well. I've just been really challenged to think about the root of all my joys, and to focus on my identity in Jesus. He is the true joy giver of my life.
One thing that really challenged me was Matthew Ventura's talk. I think it was last week, about his idea about a billboard and how we are like an advertisement for Jesus. And it has been challenging me to think about what my billboard looks like and how I reflect Christ in my life.